one of the big stars of the weekend. Everyone talking about the successful debut of one Gokhan Saki. I mean, this was amazing stuff, highlight reel stuff, everyone buzzing, including UFC President Dana White. And Gokhan Saki is so kind that he is joining us right now, still in Tokyo, 2 a.m. right now over there, and he is kind enough to stay up and join us on the program. Can't thank him enough for that. He is on the phone standing by. Let's go to Gokhan Saki right now. Gokhan, are you there?
Hello. How are you, my friend? Everything okay?
Everything is great. I really appreciate you staying up. Is this weird for you? Like, are you really tired? Are you struggling considering it's 2 a.m. in Tokyo right now?
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. and I was waiting, but no problem, man. Always open for a nice interview with you.
I appreciate that very much. So there's much to discuss. First off, right off the bat, congratulations on a great debut. Looking back now, a couple days later, I know you got the win, but are you happy with the performance? Is that kind of the way that you wanted your first fight in the UFC to go?
Yeah, I think I see the fight many times back, and I am 100% happy with the fight after 2.5 years not fighting, coming back in an octagon on this way for myself. I'm really happy with what I show. And for me, the most important thing was, we all know stand-up is good, but I was waiting for the moment he was trying to take me down, and I proved myself. And because of these 2-3 situations, I'm very happy with the fight, you know.
Were you surprised, Gokhan, that he didn't try to take you down sooner?
No, I was not surprised. He was also waiting for his moment, and I was not giving him his moment because I was moving good. So I was showing left, I was moving to the right, and then opposite, you know. So it was difficult for him to try to catch me in the beginning. Later, he gave me a right hook, I think, with the first time. He missed, and he come for a clinching. And we came in the situation, he pushed me to the cage, and that was the first moment for me, and I think I did a good job there, you know.
You are no stranger to big fights. You have close to 100 kickboxing fights under your belt. You've been around combat sports for a very long time. That's pro kickboxing, of course. Did this one feel different? Did you feel like you were kind of, a young guy starting out? Did you feel a little more nervous in the back as you were preparing to make the walk to the octagon for the first time in your career?
I was nervous, but there was the feeling you need to have before a fight, and I really miss this feeling in my life this last 2.5 years, and this feeling was back, and because of this, I was 100% sure for myself, like I'm ready and I'm sharp. So the feeling was back, like when I was beginning with kickboxing. This is a new book for me, and it really felt like this is something new. And I was sharp, man. I was nervous, but good nervous, you know.
Mm-hmm. You talked a little bit about the cardio, and that was a topic of discussion afterwards. Do you chalk that up to being away for 2.5 years, or just the fact that MMA is a different sport than kickboxing? You have to use your body in different ways. It just, the rounds are longer, or maybe is it both? Maybe both factors came into play. Why do you think that you got a little tired towards the end of the round?
Look, I stopped my last fight for Glory was in 2015 or 2014 with Tyrone Spong. And then after that, 1 year later, I fight. So in the last 3.5 years, I only fight one time. And after my last fight in Dubai, I really stopped training also. So I start training again like in February. And when before I signed with the UFC, I was busy already training with the jiu-jitsu, with the wrestling. So I really started this year again training. And even if it was a kickboxing fight, I'm always ready for 3 minutes. And now it was 5 minutes. And like I said, I started training this year, and this MMA condition, you cannot build up in a couple of months. This is really something, after every fight, you need to keep training, build up your muscle condition and your strength condition, you know. And even if it was a kickboxing fight, maybe I will get tired because I didn't train all this. I didn't train for a long time. So if I see the fight back, the first 3 minutes I was good. And then after 3.5, 4 minutes, I start to get a little bit tired, but also the ring rust was playing again, because normally if I like the first time I give him a knockdown, he go down, and then he stand up, I only give power punches, you know. Normally with kickboxing, when I was training all the time, I keep thinking in the fight, faking, combinations, but this time, because of the ring rust also, I was only giving power shots.
Mm.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And now I start training again, so there was the first time, there was the opening fight. There was even 50% from what is inside me, you know? This is the beginning. And I am, like I said, I'm really happy to be back on this big stage, and I am ready to show many, many more things, man.
Did he hurt you seriously at any point in the fight?
Sorry, again?
Did he hurt you at any point in the fight? Did you feel like you were rocked at all? Did you feel like you were seriously hurt at any point in the fight by Enrique da Silva?
No, only a moment I was hurt was the moment. Hurt is a big word, but I mean, he catch me with the elbow, and after the elbow, he give me a left knee. It was the only moment I feel it, you know, I feel the elbow, and then it was, I'm a fighter when I get in these situations, for me it's all or nothing, you know. And he hit me that moment, but I also put my hands down, because that moment I want him to punch me so I can counter him, you know. Yeah, he catch me with the elbow that time, 100%, because I was trying to block his knees, and I was looking down to his knees, and that moment he gave the elbow, and I didn't see the elbow. Huh?
You mentioned the power punches. Do you get the impression that your punches, power punches or not, are just that much more impactful wearing the 4-ounce gloves? Watching you on TV, I mean, I felt the pain of the punches. Like you throw with such bad intentions. It seems like you are so powerful when you're throwing your punches, and of course when you're landing them. Did you kind of sit there and say like, wow, this is a whole other game for me now, not having to punch with kickboxing gloves on? I'm punching with 4-ounce gloves. Every time I throw, it's just that much more impactful. Did you get that impression as well?
Yeah, 100%. But still, if your opponent, if you punch me and I see the punches coming, then you can take them, you know. In a combination, if I give you like example, left, right, left hook, if I give the left right, so I block your eyes and I give the left hook, that will hurt you more. When the first time he go down, after that I was throwing a lot of left hooks and single right hooks, you know. He knows what was coming. And this is what I mean with the ring rust. If you keep combinate, in a fight, that's the most difficult thing. What is for the opponent? There is chaos coming from, So the power was there, 100%, but like I say, in a combination, there is more opportunity to knock your opponent out, I feel the difference, 100%.
Almost as impressive as the win, as the knockout, as the debut, was the celebration where you kicked your mouthpiece into the crowd. I loved it. What timing there? What precision? Is that something you've done in the past, or was that just in the moment?
Yeah.
Is that going to be a staple of your UFC victories from now on?
That was just a feeling, man. I watched this situation also. I spewed the mouth guard out without looking. I touch him and I throw it and I kick it. Everything was there, So it was a nice moment, and there was something that just came out, I was happy it was finished, and that's it, man.
It was beautiful. What about being back in Japan? I believe this was your first fight in Japan in 5 years. Did that kind of make the debut seem a little more familiar to you, to be in that arena, to be around those people? It almost kind of feels like, if you're not fighting in maybe Turkey or the Netherlands, that was the perfect place for your UFC debut. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Japan is where everything starts for me with the K1, and I love Japan. Japan have a big place in my heart, and I used to fight in Holland, but that was too short. This extra 2-3 weeks I really needed, and I'm very happy it was in Japan. It's very nice here. The people love fighting. The people show a lot of respect, and for me, like I said, I open a new book, and I can write in my book, everything starts again in Japan, So this was a really special moment for me, 100%.
By the way, I don't know if this is a crazy question, but would you consider going down to 185? Do you think that would help you, or do you feel like 205 is the perfect place for you?
Honestly, I really don't think about that. Some people say this to me, but I fight heavyweight, and I just need a couple of months to get back the power.
Yeah.
To do a good power training, and then I think I'm good for the 205, man. This is my weight. I always fight heavyweight. I fight heavy guys. And, with K1, there was no clinching. So it was only stand-up fighting. And with MMA, there is a lot of clinching and wrestling. So there you can feel the power difference. But I know what power I had before. And I am coming back, and I just need 2, 3, 4 months for this. And you will see a different Saki, man. More powerful and much better condition. Just give me a couple of more time, man.
Fair enough. Yes. Does that mean that you want to return at the end of the year? Do you want to take the rest of the year off? Do you want to come back sooner rather than later so that you can, keep the conditioning up? What's your plan now a couple of days after the fight?
I am waiting. We are planning already to fight. We are talking for a new date, and I really can't wait to fight in the U.S. So I fight already one time before in Chicago, and I really like U.S. So I'm planning also to move into the U.S., start training there for a while. So I hope to fight this year, man, one more time.
Where will you train in the U.S.?
I really don't know. I think I'm gonna go to Miami because I am training together with Salman Barisha. He's a trainer of Ilia Latifi also, and he lives in Sweden and in Miami. So we have good contacts over there. I'm thinking to go Miami in the beginning and see what we're going to do there, where we're going to train, and everything is open still, you know.
But your plan is to move to the United States full time?
Yes. I
Okay.
really want to move and train there.
Has
there is the place to be and to train. There is everything much better in my eyes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I will be more busy there with my career, and yeah, like I said, I think that is good, man.
Has the UFC already approached you or your management about the next fight? Is there anything more you could tell us about when you might return?
Not yet, but I hope ASAP you will know what's going on, what we're going to do, next step.
Do you have a perfect scenario, a date or a place or an opponent? Is there anything that comes to mind?
Not yet.
Okay.
But I'm open. I'm ready. I don't have injuries, and I'm ready to shock the world again, man.
I was told that you actually stayed in Tokyo a couple extra days. You've already started training again. You're not really taking any time off. Is that accurate?
Yes, I start training today again. Tomorrow I'm traveling. I start to do a little bit of weights and 30 minutes cardio. So no injuries, like I said. And still hungry, so I can't wait, man, for my next fight.
You also seem to get UFC President Dana White very excited about the victory. Did he reach out to you? I know he wasn't in Japan, but I'm wondering if you spoke to him after the fight.
No, I didn't speak with Dana yet. I didn't speak with nobody yet.
Okay.
Honestly, no, I didn't speak yet.
I'm getting a lot of questions from your fans in Turkey, and they want to know when you're going back to Turkey and if you have any plans of trying to get the UFC to put on a show in Turkey. Is that important for you?
Yeah, that will be great. I mean, Turkey is a big country with a lot of love for fighting, with a lot of love for me also. They always supporting me, and I fight 4 or 5 times in Turkey, and that was always an amazing event and always sold out. So I know the Turks, they 100% willing for the UFC, and that will be amazing, man. Why not?
Last thing for you, Gokhan, and again, I really appreciate you staying up and coming on the show today, or I should say late night over there in Tokyo. When I had you on the show in May, after you signed with UFC, you said within a year you'll be, in the mix for the title shot. Do you believe after your first UFC fight that is still the case? Have you changed your plans at all, or do you think that you're right on the proper course to being in that discussion in a year?
Well, next year, this time, I'm fighting for the title, and I'm the champion.
Wow. Next year, this time, you're already the champion.
What I want to say.
You're already the champion.
Yes, next year, this time, I'm fighting for the title, and I'm going to take the title. I'm really ready, man. I just want to say, give me more time. Next fight, you're going to see already. And every fight's going to be big, man. I promise you.
Are you disappointed that it seems like John Jones is going to be away for a little bit, that he won't be in the mix, at least for now?
Honestly, this situation, it's a weird situation for them. And I was surprised, honestly. I was like, I didn't believe it, and I hope still for him that I would love to fight him. he's a very good fighter, and he's shown everybody again. You know, he's a very technical fighter, and people love to see him fighting. And I would love to fight the best fighter of my net. You know?
Yeah. All right. We'll see if it comes true, if the prediction comes true. For now, of course, Daniel Cormier is the champion. Some might say that that's not the best matchup for you because he's a wrestler. You don't seem to care. No matter who's the champion, you think you'll be the champion in a year's time, right?
100%. 100%. That's what is in my mind, and I know myself. I know I proved myself so many times. If I want something and I love to do that, I will make it happen. This is something I see 10 times in my own career, and now at this moment, this is my point. I want the title, and I'm going to take it no matter what.
Gokhan Saki, I really appreciate the time again. Thank you so much for staying up. Thank you for coming on. And of course, congratulations on a thrilling debut. It was a real pleasure to watch you in there for the first time and to see you come out on top and the celebration. Everything about it was a lot of fun. So I tip my cap to you. Congratulations. Enjoy it. And looking forward to the second fight coming up later this year.
You're welcome, brother. Thank you very much. And we talk soon again, man.
All right. I look forward to that. There he is. The Turkish Tyson himself, I should say. Gokhan Saki with a phenomenal debut on Saturday. He addresses the cardio issues. He addresses getting a little tired, but in the end, he picks up the victory. And it was the perfect kind of matchup for him. An opponent who stood and traded with him. An opponent who wanted to, for whatever reason, go toe-to-toe with him. And the UFC, especially considering the thin light heavyweight division, would be wise to continue to book him in those fights for as long as possible until he gets to the title fight, right? Until he gets to the big fight. We'll see if his prediction comes true. We'll see who's the champion in a year's time. But so far, so good for Gokhan Saki. A lot of people in the UFC are very excited about his debut.